Hey guys, Captain Mike, Whiskey Witcher coming at you today with the whiskey. We have the Samurai Showdown, Suntory Hibiki Harmony versus Nikka from the barrel. Two Japanese whiskeys, or at least one maybe Japanese whiskey and one whiskey from Japan. And I say it that way because in 2021, the rules were codified for being able to legally label your whiskey Japanese whiskey. And Nikka from the barrel, they state on their website, does not meet the requirements. They don't say which one of them it doesn't meet. Though on the Whiskey Shelf website, he does say there's possibly a Scotch blended in here, which would disqualify it. The Hibiki website does not say that it's not a Japanese whiskey, but I think if it was a Japanese whiskey, it would say somewhere on the bottle, Japanese whiskey, because that would be like a bonus to be able to label that. The Suntory Toki, it does say on the front, Japanese whiskey. So it does meet those requirements. And that label is not on this bottle here. So I'm assuming there's something in here that also disqualifies it. In order to be labeled a Japanese whiskey, all the raw materials have to come from Japan. It has to be distilled in Japan, aged in Japan, and bottled in Japan. I have had a couple pours of the Nikka from the barrel, and I just opened the Hibiki a moment ago, and we'll be doing my first pour of that here in just a minute. Japanese whiskey took their inspiration from the world of Scotch, and that's definitely what I got from Nikka from the barrel, and it's what I expect from the Hibiki as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and compare the two whiskeys. Certainly the Hibiki has a nicer bottle. I feel like these Japanese whiskeys that I've had, they have those screw tops like the Nikka here. And this is a really nice bottle, beautiful topper here on the Hibiki Harmony. Color-wise, they are pretty much identical. The Hibiki is 86 proof, the Nikka is 102.8. The Hibiki is a blend of, I believe, 2 malts and a single grain whiskey. The Nikka from the barrel, it says on this website, it has more than 100 batches of whiskey blended in here together. And I paid $99.99 for the bottle of Hibiki, and I paid $79.99 for the Nikka. And both are non-age stated, though if the Hibiki is technically a Japanese whiskey, we know it's at least 3 years old. Okay, on to the whiskey. First we have the Nikka, which I've had before. It's that same kind of nose. It's pretty subtle. I find with most Japanese whiskeys that I've had, the nose has been fairly faint and subtle compared to a lot of the American whiskeys that I've had. I feel like I get a little alcohol in there. It's very simple. There's not a lot of notes. Some of that Scotchish, but kind of muted. A little bit of smoke or peat in there, but not a whole lot. It is quite a bit like a Scotch. I have that peat, that smoke on there. There is some sweetness in the background. And the finish is just about sweet and dry, or sweet and short, I should say. If you don't like Scotches, you're not gonna like Japanese whiskeys or whiskeys from Japan. I think the Nikka from the barrel is a very good whiskey compared to the Suntory Toki, which I've had. It is just light years ahead of that. Here's the Hibiki. Wow, what a different nose. I don't really get any of that smoke and peat. It's just sweeter. Just a little bit of an alcohol burn in there. I get some of that smoke and peat on the palate, but it's much more muted than the Nikka from the barrel. It's almost negligent. There's some sweetness in there, maybe some vanilla or berries or something. Maybe that's kind of overpowering the peat and the smoke. I do get some of that smoke on the finish, a little bit longer than the Nikka, but it is a very good whiskey. If you don't really like Scotches, but you want to try some Japanese whiskey, I would definitely say try the Hibiki over the Nikka. There is more of that Scotch influence on the Nikka than in the Hibiki. They're both very good whiskeys. All right guys, my thoughts on these whiskeys. I think they're both very good. They both look great on the shelf. The bottles are very different, but cool looking. I love the Japanese script on the Nikka from the barrel, and that looks great. There's about a $20 price difference between the two. Is this one $20 better? Maybe. I do like it. Perhaps I like it slightly better than the Nikka, but they're both very good whiskeys. If you haven't tried these, I would suggest you pick one of them up today and give it a go and put it on your shelf and share it with your friends. Any one of them will be happy to try one of these whiskeys. All right, my friends, I hope you're reading something great and drinking something great. Turn those pages and stay thirsty. Cheers.